Hello, and I am going to show you how to assemble the stuffed poblanos. So I showed you in the stuffed poblano roasting video that I put my pepper inside a baggie, and I showed you how I kind of started removing the outside coating. So again, we roasted them, and I put them in a brown paper bag. Now, if you decided you didn't have time for this step, that's totally fine. You can do it with a fresh, raw poblano. I just like to add that extra little roasted flavor, which is why I did that. So you take out your poblano, okay? And I'm just going to show this a little bit more. I'm going to take my brown paper bag and I am going to go back and forth. And I'm actually, do you see how I'm removing the skin? All right. And if you don't get all of the skin removed, it's totally fine because it gives flavor, but it starts removing the skin. So it's not as, when you cut into it, it's not as crisp. And then it just, I think it adds a lot of flavor, and it's much easier to stuff when they are pliable like they are. All right. So that is good. I have a garbage bowl, so I'm just going to do it like so. Then I'm just going to take this off. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut these in half lengthwise. All right. So then to prep it, you're going to have moisture, obviously, because you cook these in the inside. So just drain that in, and then you're just going to remove the seeds, just like so. And I actually cut this off into a little, all right? And then we have our poblano for stuffing, all right? So I'm going to take this piece off. I'm just going to cut a V to cut this off, all right? Just like so. If you don't get every little seed removed, no big deal. Okay. All right. So we are ready for stuffing there. All right. So let me just remove this over here. All right. So I have my two poblanos. You will have a total of 4. So here I have those ready to go. All right. So you're going to take your baking dish. It calls for an 8x8. You're going to take your sauce that we already blended, and I'm going to put about half of it right on the bottom. All right, maybe about 2/3 actually. I am reserving a little bit for the top. Now, if you don't want to put any on the top, totally fine. I just like to have it on the top. All right. So then what you're going to do is you are going to take your filling. All right. You're going to take your poblano, and let me just remove this little piece because the core part is really hard, so you really want to make sure you remove that. All right, so I did. I'm going to take my cheese, bean, garlic, cumin mixture, and I'm just going to press it in to that poblano. All right, just like so. Then I'm going to start putting these right into the sauce, and I'm just going to press them down. All right, I'm going to take more of my filling, press it together, and then press it in to that poblano. All right. Once the cheese starts melting, it really sticks a lot better. But right now, because we really just have the beans and the cheese and the cornmeal, it's not going to stick perfectly just because it's not a sticky mixture, All right, you want to put them nice and close. And I have others that are already assembled. So I actually roasted 3 poblanos. So I actually have 6. All right. You can roast more. I had 3 at my house. So that's why I did that. And then I have a little bit more mixture for my 6th one. Not a ton, but you get the general idea. All right. I'm just going to take a little bit out of these to fill it a little bit more so it's a nice completed meal. All right. And then what we'll do, I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. So you are going to be baking these in the oven. All right. Okay. So I have that ready to go. I'm just going to put this here like so. So it's kind of like we're making almost like stuffed shells, So I have my reserved cheese. Before I put my reserved cheese, I'm actually going to take a little bit more of that sauce and put it over the top. All right, it smells so good. Okay, and I'm going to kind of spoon this. So if you look up other stuffed poblano pepper recipes, they actually, instead of using pepper jack, some of them use cream cheese, things like that. So it's almost like we're making like a casserole. All right, then I'm going to take my pepper jack and I'm just going to sprinkle it around like so. All right, I'm going to bake this in the oven at 400. I'm sorry, I pre-measured it. I heated it to 425 degrees, and we are going to bake it for about 20 minutes. All right, about 20 minutes. It says to bake it with foil on it, but because I already pre-roasted my poblanos, I'm not going to do that. So I would recommend, if you don't roast, cover it with foil. That's going to help make those poblanos soft, or else they're going to be really crispy. And then take it out and let it bake for 10 minutes open. Because I already roasted mine, I'm just going to let it bake for 20 minutes uncovered. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like, and then you'll see the demo on how to serve these, okay?